Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with a masculine birthday card, and I am using the Silhouette to make the card. I'm not going to go over how to lay it out on your mat because this was a trial and error, and I'm not ready to do a tutorial on this until I practice it a little bit. So what does our card look like for today? Now you can make this card using your Cricut. You will be doing some welding, so you can use the Cricut. I prefer to use the Silhouette. So this is the card that we will be making today. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I put together this card. Okay everybody, so let's bring up the supplies so we can get started making our card. Now our card measures 11 inches by 5.5 inches, and I take it and scored it in half to make it a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. So now we're going to go ahead and put our first layer on, and that's going to be this layer here, and this layer measures 5 inches by 5 inches. So that's going to just go right here on top. So what I'm going to do, because this is a masculine card, we're not going to be adding any ribbon or any twine or anything like that. So I'm just going to start getting my tape along my edges here, and then we will add this layer. Now I did buy the other ATG gun that has the wider tape, but I'm having trouble with lining that one up. I haven't gotten used to that one yet. So I keep reaching back for the one that I know how to work pretty good. So we're going to open up our card, and we're going to lay our layer down like so. Now this cardstock, the cardstock for the card is just some Recollections cardstock. And then this layer here is some of the Joanne fabric textured cardstock. I'm still working my way through all that cardstock that I bought. So now let's go ahead and we're going to add our next layer. But before we add our layer, we're going to go ahead and put our sentiment on our our layer here. Now this file is a Silhouette file, at least this portion is, and this is some text that I typed out using my computer or a font that's on my computer. Now I'm not going to do a video on how to make this because this was really a trial and error for me. I just kept playing around with this until I got it the way I want it. If I get enough requests, I will show how to make this, but be patient. It might not be for a while because I want to practice this technique a little bit more before I go ahead and do a video on it, so that I'm sure that I know how to do this, because as I said, this was trial and error. This involves a lot of subtracting, what is called subtracting with the Silhouette Designer Edition, and there's a lot of welding involved, and I'm just learning how to do the welding part. And I kind of got the idea to do this from making the split letter that I made on one of the previous cards that I did, and I did a split letter. So this is somewhat the same technique. So as I said, I want to practice this a little bit before I go ahead and start doing a video on how to do this. So now what we need to do is we need to get some, I think I'm going to pop this up. So before I do pop this up, what I want to do is get what I'm going to be putting for my embellishments on the top of here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back, and then we'll add this layer, and then this layer here to our card. Okay everybody, I changed that. What I'm going to do is give you the measurements for this piece of cardstock because once I pop this piece up, we're going to need to get the tape on the back of here and then try to put all of this down on our card, and that might be a little hard to do. So I'm going to just tell you what this layer is, and we're going to add this. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my embellishments for the top portion of the card. So now this piece measures 4 7/8 by 4 7/8, and this cardstock is from a paper pack that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and it's called Antique Dots, and it looks like this. So that's what we'll be using to do our next layer. So let's go ahead and get out the HEG gun again, or whatever adhesive that you want to use, and get some tape all along our edges here. And then we'll get some going across, and then we'll add this to our card. So I'm so used to trying to learn how to use that other gun, I forgot how to use this gun. Okay, so now we're just going to have just a small little thin line for that layer down there at the bottom. So you want to kind of line this up, and of course I may not be exact, but now we have that layer. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my embellishments on the top, and I will put a link if you have the Silhouette and you want to use this file. I will put the link down in the description bar, the number and what this is called. This was actually a free file. Every Tuesday, Silhouette has a free file that you can download to your library, and I downloaded this, and as I said, it is actually all one piece, and I added this in the middle. So I'm going to put my embellishments on. I'm going to come back with the finished card. Okay, everybody, so what I've gone and done is I've put my embellishments on the front, and they look like this. And what these are they're called candy, and I picked these up at a scrapbooking show, and I actually have not seen them anywhere in any store, or they may be online, but I didn't even actually see them at the last scrapbooking store that the last scrapbooking expo that I went to. So I got these last year, and I didn't see them anywhere this year. So I've gone ahead and taken some little foam squares that look like that and put those on the back. So I'm just going to add this onto the top of my card, on my top layer there. And then I'm just going to press down. And there you have it. So now for the inside of my card, what I've done is I've taken the scraps that I had left over from making my envelope, and I'll show you the envelope in a minute, and I've cut out some squares using the classic square spellbinder die, and then I cut those in half to form my little triangles, and so I have a triangle in each corner. And then I've taken my curved card creator, and this is letter B4, and before that I went ahead and scanned that into my computer using my scanner, and then I typed in my inside sentiment, and then I went ahead and ran it through my Big Shot using the card creator curved letter B4. So I could have went ahead and printed this out using a Silhouette, but I decided to do it this way instead. So now for my envelope, as I said before, when I made this, this was a trial and error. So I did this a couple of times before I got it the way I wanted, and I didn't want to waste my scraps. So what I did was I just cut the top layer of the first one and laid it on my envelope, and then my happy birthday Dave did not weld the way I wanted, so I had those separated. So I just cut those and added those to my envelope, and then added some candy right here. So that's it, everybody. That's my finished masculine birthday card. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.